check your tuning, we'll do it.
Okay.
We'll come in at the first verse, go right through to the second chorus, and then we'll come out, okay?
Okay, all right.
I want you to push it a bit on this.
Okay, I'll try it. In every nowhere town, there are somewhere dreams.
Not a lot of people have the gift that Ron has. He has an ability to see a tiny snapshot of a feeling, and then he will take that snapshot and expand upon it and deliver a beautiful song.
We'll see ourselves defined by how we embrace.
It's gonna be nice. One more.
Okay.
Here we go.
Because the songs are like, they're like Polaroids.
It fills a heart with silver stars. That's where my love shines.
I know a handful of writers that consistently come up with fairly original melodies, and I mean fairly original melodies. But Ron has, you know, melody after melody after melody, and it makes me jealous. I mean, absolutely.
Ron?
Yes.
I think you should play that on electric.
Oh, okay. Okay. Till light appears in happy tears, that's where my love shines.
It's like the most enviable ability he has. It's like, it's unparalleled. You cannot fuck with it. I mean, he's a crazy songwriter.
Hey, Bob.
How you doing?
Good.
Come out of bus 1 and 2 into the compressor. Okay.
There is a song I wrote. I don't know if we should have any more than we're planning, like, to record in case one of these doesn't work out or anything. Could I play it to see if it's worth working on? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Just a stone's throw from here to eternity. From the back roads to where I long to be. But the world has changed, leaving only the truth intact. They say it's a game, to me it means more than that. From from a turntable to a phone, from a revolution to a ringtone. I'm a late bloomer, I'm a slow learner, but I've turned the record over. I'm a long player, my song is my savior. Got to raise it up as far as my spirit can reach, so everyone might see. I'm a late bloomer. Anyway, that was the gist of it. I didn't really have it finished like the other ones, but
I like it.
yeah. But anyway,
I like it a lot.
I had kind of forgotten about it, and I was just banging away on the piano, and I just remembered it. So.
Okay, well, we should work that up too.
My career, it's never been able to get out of the cult following, or whatever you want to call it. The last bunch of records that I made, you know, I know I was disappointed with. They kind of came and went pretty fast. I was trying to find a producer who could help me break through in some way. And I just got this idea in my head, you know, why not Bob Rock?
With Ron, right away you know that he's kind of down on himself and kind of like, everybody respects me, but I just want my song on the radio. I get that.
Is there a bridge?
No. It was just basically, there was a short solo, then kind of another pre-chorus and then the chorus.
So try putting that in as a bridge.
Okay.
Bob Rock's one of the biggest producers in contemporary popular music.
If you don't mind, one more time from the top.
He's got an incredible track record of being able to take whoever he is working with and making them as commercial as possible.
I really like that.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what I mean? Just a musical thing to set up the last chorus.
That's right. No, that's awesome, yeah.
Okay,
That's a good idea.
so that's the whole arrangement now.
When I heard that Ron was making the next record with Bob Rock, I thought it was a really odd choice. Bob's background has been historically heavy rock, Metallica, and here he is taking on Ron Sexsmith, a balladeer, a singer-songwriter.
There's a lot at stake, you know. I mean, working with Bob, who's had all this success, and I feel that if this record isn't successful in some way, that maybe I should just, maybe that would mean it was time for me to step aside for a while.
This is probably Ron's last chance to get someone as big as Bob Rock.
A producer doesn't have a magic wand that he waves. I can only bring out the best of what's there.
At one glance, they don't know the truth by half.
3 minutes and 30 seconds is the only thing that keeps Ron away from being a major talent. It's that 3 minutes and 30 second song that he just hasn't written yet, or it hasn't been recorded yet.
Now I've heard the penny drop. I'm a small player with a tall order to come out on top. And without telling my soul, that's how a flower grows. And I'm a late bloomer.
I woke up on Galbraith Street where the houses stood like twins. Whoa, Galbraith Street was the street that I spent most of my childhood, from you know, maybe 2 or 3 to up until age 9, I think. For in daydreams my mind returns like a ghost upon the hill.
This is my old house here. So that was my room right there. So for what it's worth, right there. There's this new kind of government housing for low-income families.
At that point, I knew I liked to sing, but I wasn't writing songs or anything. The thing that really kind of started it for me was my mom had a box of 45s that I was allowed to, get my hands on and play, whether it was Johnny Cash or maybe it was Little Anthony and the Imperials or whoever it was. And it made me wonder if I had my own voice, and trying to sing at a very early age and trying to hear what kind of sound I was making.
Holding on to all those years like a tear before it falls unheard.
My dad wasn't really in the picture. He worked in his later years as a trucker, so he was always gone. But I think the records were probably his, and in some way that was my relationship with my dad, I think, was the 45s.
I just remember one time there was a kid that was chasing me. I must have been grade 1 or something. He had me kind of like this, like over the railing, and I turned in my glasses, it fell and smashed down there. And my mom wasn't too impressed, with the kid. I don't think I ever did well in school. It wasn't that I failed a lot of classes, I just couldn't concentrate on it. I just spent a lot of time in this room. It hasn't changed at all, really. So they put me down into kind of a special grade. Even though they sort of put me back, they put me into an older creative writing class. So I guess they wanted to see what I was spacing out about, or and it was good for me because I got a chance to write a lot of stories, and my first attempts at writing anything, I think. There'll be times I'll get a melody in my head, like it just come out of the blue, and then someone will come along and talk to me, and I'll forget it, and I'll be all like, oh, what was that melody? But the weird thing is, it'll come back. And that's the thing I find magical. I was always off somewhere in space, like a lot of kids, I was looking out the window. My mind was any place other than school, I do remember where they're calling your name and you kind of snap out of it, and there's all these people like staring at you and laugh, kids laughing at you and stuff. And I think there had been some letters sent to my mom about that I was daydreaming, or I wasn't concentrating or something.
I just love this one of him right there. I don't remember how old he was, but I just love that picture of him. He was almost 18 when he first started playing with his guitar. He'd go off kind of alone, always thinking. He'd be walking the streets and hum a little song, something would come to his head, he'd be writing, putting words down.
Saw it from my childhood bed as the red and gold brick houses stood underneath the crimson sky that bled.
So let's go from the top.
Okay.
It's just a stone's throw from here to eternity. From the back road to where I long to be.
Ron Sexsmith is a name that if you're at all involved in music, you've been hearing about for a long time. He's part of a great Canadian tradition that maybe we can trace back to even Wilf Carter and Hank Snow, but we certainly can take back to, 60s icons like Gordon Lightfoot, Leonard Cohen, Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, Robbie Robertson, and 70s icons like Bruce Cockburn and Murray McLaughlin. Ron's in that vein.
Like a crab apple on a tree, they'll find life more bitter than sweet.
People who do get the Ron bug become fanatical. And that's how an artist like him begins to garner an audience. People who are into Ron talk about him constantly, are always trying to turn people onto him. It's kind of like the Ron Sexsmith cult.
This is going to be my 12th record. The last record, I felt we got it right, but it didn't, didn't do very well.
The challenge for Bob Rock, if you really want Ron to have a big hit, is how to take this sense of subtlety, sense of unassuming,ness, sense of quietude, all these things that are part of Ron's art, and turn them inside out.
But I'm a late bloomer, I'm a slow learner, and I've turned the record over. I'm a long player, my song is my savior. Got to raise it up as far as my spirit can reach, that everyone might see.
Couple things. Second verse, don't come in too light on the snare.
Okay.
It's almost like I think this just needs to be a little beefier.
Okay.
And some of the fills, like I need you to kind of signal this is a musical bridge. After the vocal.
Bob brought in some amazing musicians, you know, top-notch players. We play them the demo, and they know their instruments so well that they can just kind of put it together really quickly.
Maybe go back to side stick in this verse and the snare drum coming in the pre-chorus.
We hear the song for the first time literally just before we go into the room and play it.
There's a lot of verse, though, you see, so it's like instrumentally, we got to kind of pick it up in the middle of the second verse.
Top of the second verse again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No shot.
Because it's a B note that isn't even in
B
the
over
chord.
it, so it's a 9. Yeah.
I can try that. My son was born in '85. I would have been about 20 or something. That all kind of came out of this tree planting thing I did.
So young at the start.
I went up there and I met Jocelyn, my first wife, and got her pregnant, and I was like 19 or whatever, and that was probably my first sexual experience too. So I mean, first try, you know.
Jocelyn was probably about 6 months pregnant at the time, and I had actually gone to tell her that I didn't think I could go through with it. And I remember we were driving down this road, it was around Christmas time. We pulled the car over, and we both saw a falling star, and I had never seen one before. I remember we turned on the radio, and Mahalia Jackson was singing, like a Christmas song. I think, Silent Night. And all of a sudden I couldn't tell her anymore. You know, there was some weird thing that was almost telling me to kind of go through with it.
La 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 la, it's hard to believe that time can heal us all inside and bring to life these feelings that have died.
I didn't really want to do what my dad had done in a way. You know, I wanted to actually try to be a father at that point. And I always felt that as soon as my son was born, all of a sudden I started getting these ideas for songs. And I thought it was almost, some kind of, I don't know, not reward, but, for doing something for once in my life that wasn't selfish.
don't know how to lie or undermine you. He don't know how to steal, how to deal or deceive, so leave him alone. Set him free, 'cause he's speaking with the angel, speaking with the angel that only he can see.
Speaking with the angel addresses inspiration, and we never know where inspiration is going to come from. I like that Ron found a way of talking about his newborn, as if to say, if you just shut up for a while, you might have a connection to an eternity that he felt by looking in the eyes of his child.
Let him be, 'cause he's speaking with the angel, speaking with the angel that only he can see.
The first memory I can really remember of my life was probably about 2 years old. I remember my father, he put on a Woody Allen mask and looked at me, and I started bawling my eyes out. Go out to the beach and stuff, hang out, spend time together. They're good years. No, I guess it's kind of surreal that I could be the inspiration to his work. I think it's pretty crazy. Makes me feel good.
In the blood of the Lamb, he that never lays blame, he don't even know his name, so leave him alone. Set him.
There's one thing I want my dad to know, it's that I love him and respect him. I'm sure it'd mean a lot to him.
Speaking with the angel, or the very one that spoke to you and me.
Part of me wishes that me and my dad were closer, but I don't really dwell on that stuff. I'm a grown man now, so just gotta move on and do my own thing.
Do you remember? Nowadays I hear your heart beating when I can't understand, and everywhere I go there's love at hand. Nowadays I feel your arms wrap around my fears in the night. And when I'm far away, I'm embraced in light.
It's stressful recording, you know. It's not my favorite thing in the world to do, that's for sure. There's so much that can go wrong, you know.
Peering through the eye of a storm, it leads me to a place.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's start off again, sorry. Did my vocal come down? It came down a bit, right?
Nowadays I hear your heart
We're really behind on vocals. We got about 6 songs we gotta sing. Don't know if I've got a good first verse yet or anything, but...
Let's take a minute.
Going in the studio with Bob was, you know, it felt like I was taking a big chance. I mean, everything about it was insane. Everything was unrealistic.
When the mention of working with Bob Rock came into the picture, I was a little ill at ease. I love Bob Rock. I love everything he does. I like hard music. I also figured he cost a pretty penny.
So the idea is this should be kind of looking,
So
it should be
just kinda-
yeah, kind of looking right around there.
Right, okay. All right.
You want to just take another stab at the whole thing?
I'll take a stab at it.
I think you're a little shy of your words.
Okay.
And they need the animation to work.
All right.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
There's a financial struggle. Like Ron goes to the laundromat, we don't have a washer and dryer, and people get excited and ask him for his autograph, and then they're like, what are you doing at the laundromat? You're Ron Sexsmith.
Used to be I felt so all alone. Used to be I dealt with panic on my own. But nowadays I hear your song ringing through my heart and soul.
To make this record, he's got a bit of money kicked in from the label. There's advance from the publishing. But the bottom line is that comes out of our pocket.
It just felt like I needed to do something radical or drastic, you know. I need to have a big dream. I need to step up. I needed to change my head.
Let's run it down one more time.
We were on our way to see Sacred Reich. It was a speed metal pilgrimage in 1989. I was in Toronto, and we stopped at the El Macambo, you know, for drinks. Ron was playing in the little room downstairs. And it just sort of blew my mind. I couldn't, you know, there was nobody in there. There was like maybe, you know, 10 people in there. He looked about 12. He wasn't as young as I thought he was, but he was pretty young. I never could convince anybody to sign him. And then I ran into him at a music conference in Nashville, running in tandem with Costello, and I was like, see, I was right.
I seem to recall when a daydream seemed to be all I take with me, my wherewithal. I seem to recall. Like this, it's all.
Yeah, I watched Townes Van Zandt, who was his own worst enemy himself, but he was, you know, arguably the best songwriter in the world, and a lot of songwriters believed that. And it still never translated into record sales. Ron, I think, sometimes underestimates how lucky he is that anybody knows who the fuck he is. Even as good as he is. I think it's unjust, but it's not unprecedented.
I seem to recall. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening. In every nowhere town, there are somewhere dreams. Patiently holding out for what love brings. And I've seen what love can do. I understand. It's like the candle glowing in the wine.
tears, that's where my love shines. It's pretty straight ahead.
It's so sweet the way it is. It's so really nice and sweet. It's almost like, almost maybe could have a bit more of a modern sound to it. Can you play, you know, the boom, boom, dum, 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 dum.
That's nice.
Play it over and over for me. Okay. Boy, that sounds good. It sounds amazing in my head.
Like,
Ron,
but
this is gonna be big.
the song?
Yeah.
All right. You heard it first.
It's gonna be big sounding.
Oh, big sounding. Oh, okay, good. I soon didn't mean to hold you with all my might. Soon the night, our hopes combine to ignite our eyes like fireflies. That's where my love shines. Our love shines.
I was mixing a Ron Sexsmith song in Kensington Market, and we had an arrangement, which was when the session was over, I would escort him to the bus stop and take pictures of him along the way. I got to know him, know the soulful part of him, and I was not too disturbed by the silent and shy aspect of him. The picture of the first album cover, it's quite an interesting shot because the light is all coming from above because I shot it in an alley. He's got dark circles under his eyes a bit, and then he's wearing this little jacket raincoat, and it's just the light just pouring down on him like rain. I think I got lucky there a few times where I was able to have the soul of him come out in the photograph, and the shyness just disappeared.
Tell you about my heart, well, it's filled with joy. Tell you about my heart, well, it's filled with joy. Tell you about my heart, well, it's filled with joy. Feeling no one can destroy.
I'd never been away before, you know, and all of a sudden I guess my first album came out, I was 31, and I just started touring like crazy. I'd be gone 5-6 months out of the year, you know.
Tell you about my home, well, it's far. Tell you about my home, well, it's far away. More than
The consequences were the destruction of my family. It's just harder probably on my kids, I guess.
more than this I cannot say.
It's a cliche, isn't it? You know, I mean, you're touring around and, you know, on the road there's just so many opportunities for, you know, it's like the devil's playground. And I was just sort of in this place in my mind where I felt I hadn't had my 20s. Now I was in my 30s having my 20s. I'm the guy that walks out on his family, and it's like, it's heavy, you know, because you're thinking, wow, how did that happen? And you're afraid to even look in the mirror, you know.
Whistling over trestles.
It sounds a little low. You said you could play
I could move it up one? Okay. Whistling over, like there? Is that better? Whistling over trestles. and past the graveyard sign, we cast our wayward line inside of a wishing well. We're just a wish and an empty vessel. Yeah.
You got the chords, Jamie?
Okay. And when faced with a difficult decision, would you listen to your heart or mind?
I think actually Hit Today has got a lot more to do with the other people. All we can do is make a great record, but it's all that other stuff. There's so many records out there and so many people trying that, you know, if like promotion people or any kind of people, if you give them one reason not to try, they won't.
Whistling over trestle and past the graveyard sign, we cast our wayward line inside a wishing well. In the tavern, two men did scuffle, their drunken battle moaned. They groaned like cattle groan.
Wow, that's pretty fucking cool.
One, when faced with a difficult decision, would you listen to your heart or mind? Believe it when I see it with my own two eyes. Ooh, if seeing is believing, I believe it when I see it. I believe it when I see it with my own two eyes.
Fuck, that sounds good. Sorry I swear, but. The only thing I want is I want a bow off the front. Can we try doubling it with your 12? Try the high. Yep.
Now that's a beautiful thing there.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm excited about actually everything. I mean, he's a great writer, and all the songs are very, very strong. But there's 4 or 5 that I think might be able to give him a shot at maybe some radio. We'll see.
Hey, Bob, you know Andy Kim?
Andy Kim.
Hey, man.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice meeting you after all this time. The song we just did is huge.
And it's not mixed or anything. This is just like
Yeah, just give me a sec to get a bit of a mix together.
Okay.
With just a wish and an empty vessel,